Yo, listen, life out here is all about the hustle, the grind, the raw, unfiltered chaos that comes with trying to eat, trying to survive, trying to win. Every day, someone's trying to play you, to manipulate, to steer your mind, your choices, your energy like they own it. Take a minute to think about it. Your homie pulling strings with guilt trips when he messes up. Your boss telling you we're lucky to have you while never paying you what you're worth. Even some fake friends trying to make you question your peace, making you feel small to make themselves feel big. Real talk? That manipulation thing, it's heavy, but there's a way out, fam. A way to shake off every tactic, every trap, every power game they try to use. It ain't about street smarts alone. It's about wisdom, solid mental armor. See, there's this old school philosophy, right, Stoic philosophy. Those OG thinkers, Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, Epictetus, they weren't just sitting around playing scholars. Nah, they wrote lessons for warriors. For people trying to survive this wild world by mastering not the outside, but the inside. And today, I'm going to show you how to use their wisdom to spot manipulation, to end the games before they even start. Because manipulation exists everywhere, not just in the streets, but in your relationships, jobs, social media, politics, everywhere. Once you see through it, you start living differently, freely, strongly. So let's get to it. Emotional manipulation. They're coming for your emotions first. Man, always your emotions, because that's the easiest way to take someone's control away. You've seen it before. Those wolves in sheep's clothing telling you things like, if you don't do this, you don't care about me, or people calling you names, talking sideways, making you feel guilty for standing up for yourself. They're pushing your buttons because they know once you react, they've got you. Once you give in to anger, shame, fear, they own your next move. But here's the thing Stoics teach. Your emotions ain't just buttons for them to press. They're yours to control. Let me give you some real talk. Someone disrespects you, calls you out, tries to make you feel small in a crowd. What do? You get heated, right? Start puffing up, ready to throw hands or speak your piece louder than anyone else. But guess what? You already fell into the trap. They want to see you lose it. They want to steal your peace while keeping theirs. The Stoics, they tell us to pause, to feel that anger rising but not let it spill. Imagine seeing your emotions like a pot of boiling water. You're the chef. Man, you control the heat. You decide when to turn it up, when to cool it down, when to let it simmer. Don't let anyone grab the dial but you. Ask yourself this, why am I reacting this way? Is it worth it? What's my next move going to do for me? No matter how wild it gets, don't give them your reaction. Fam, nothing pisses off manipulators more than when they can't get under your skin. When you stay calm while they're throwing darts, you win. Ah! Imagine this, your homie's been slacking on his end of a business deal. He shows up, acting slick, with excuses lined up like dominoes. Bruh, you don't understand. It wasn't my fault. Man, if you were a real friend, you'd cut me some slack. You know the drill. He's playing you, spinning stories, but you don't bite. Instead of flipping out, you breathe. You pause. You step back mentally and think, what's his game here? Emotional manipulation. He's trying to guilt you into letting him off the hook, but you've got your control locked tight. You say, look, man, I hear you, but what you're saying doesn't change the facts. Let's fix what needs fixing. No anger, no guilt, no loss of your peace. That's Stoicism in action, right there. A pause before reacting. Train yourself to stop before your emotions take over. Breathe, think. Feel the emotion, but don't act on it just yet. Ask questions. Is this person pushing your buttons? Why? What do they want from you? Look at their intent before responding. Stay grounded. Speak calmly. Say what needs to be said without letting their guilt trips or emotional traps shake your voice. That's power, bro. Not power over them, but power over yourself. And when you master that, manipulation stops looking so scary. You see it coming from a mile away, and it just rolls off you like rainwater on armor. Gaslighting detection. Gaslighting? That's manipulation on another level. Fam, it's slick, it's dangerous. And if you don't catch it quick, it'll have you twisted up in self-doubt, questioning yourself, your memory, your truth. Here's how it goes. They mess with reality. That never happened. You're imagining things. Or worse, they'll flip the script entirely. Man, you're overreacting. I didn't say that. You're just sensitive. Sound familiar? It's the kind of game that leaves you wondering, am I the problem? Let me stop you right there. You're not crazy. You're not imagining things. That's the gaslighter's power move. To to confuse you so bad that you stop trusting your own instincts. Truth? It ain't them you gotta fight. It's the doubt they plant in your mind that's the real battle. But listen up. You ain't gotta fall into that trap. You just gotta use wisdom, sharp wisdom, like a blade cutting through fog. Stoics, they teach us to look at facts, to stay solid in what we know to be true, without letting anyone shake us off center. Ask yourself what really happened, not their version, not your mixed emotions, just the facts. Did they say it? Did you see it? Did you feel it? Stick to what you saw, heard, lived, because reality is louder than their lies. And if they're trying to gaslight you, the game is theirs to lose. Bro, you don't argue with a liar. You don't fight in their fog. You stand your ground. Calm, absolute, unshakable. Truth is simple. Lies are complicated. So here's the Stoic move. Make your truth simple too. It's like anchoring yourself while the storm's trying to drag your boat off course. You stay still, calm, clear. They run out of moves when you don't flinch. Now let me give you a story to make it real. Imagine this. A co-worker at your job starts twisting things, says you messed up on a project when you know you didn't. They try to make you look incompetent so they can move ahead. At first, you feel that anger rising, ready to defend yourself or yell, "I didn't do that." But then you pause, you breathe. What do Stoics say? Stick to the facts. You pull out the record, the email, the proof. You show them calmly, saying, "This was my work. I checked it twice. Here's the evidence." No emotional drama, no spiraling into their game. Just quiet confidence they can't fight against. That's strength. That's truth winning over their lies. Here's the real advice. Don't argue with gaslighters. They don't want the truth, they want control. Stick to the facts. Your truth doesn't need decoration. It just needs clarity. Cut the fog. If their lies get too much, step back. Don't let them drag you into confusion. Focus on your peace. In the end, they aren't stealing your truth unless you hand it over to them willingly. And as long as you stay grounded, they can't shake you. Gaslighting only works if they trap you in their fog. So don't let them. When you master that, you'll stand taller, move sharper, and manipulation loses its teeth every time. Beware of logical fallacies. Let me tell you something. Words are weapons, and a skilled manipulator knows just how to sharpen them. They'll twist reality, exaggerate, pull guilt trips, and spin up fallacies so slick that it almost sounds legit. But don't believe the hype. Man, that's smoke and mirrors. You gotta learn to recognize these traps before you fall for them. You ever heard somebody say, "Come on, what's good for me is good for us"? Or the classic guilt trip. "After everything I've done for you, the least you could do is..." Bruh. Those are logical fallacies designed to trap you in a corner. It's phony reasoning disguised as truth, and if you let it slide, they'll steer your choices every time. What do Stoics teach us here? 2 words, critical thinking. Don't take someone's argument at face value. Test it. Break it down. Ask yourself, does this make sense? Or is this just noise? Does this align with reality? Or is it just manipulation in disguise? Think of logical fallacies like traps scattered around a maze. You need your street smarts to avoid them. The moment someone starts guilt-tripping you or twisting logic, pause. Step back mentally. Analyze the situation like chess, not checkers. Here's a classic example. You've got a buddy that's been messing up, making excuses left and right. But suddenly, he hits you with, "Man, I thought we were family. If I can't count on you, who can I count on?" Logical fallacy alert. He's bringing family loyalty into a situation where it don't belong, using emotional ties to excuse his bad behavior. What's the move here? Cut through the noise? You say, "Look, bro, family doesn't mean letting things slide. Respect goes both ways." Calm, clear, no guilt-ridden decision-making. You just saw through their trap, and now they're stuck playing their own game. Steps to recognize and resist logical fallacies. Pause and think. Question the logic behind their words. Does that even make sense? If it doesn't, don't move forward. Spot the guilt trip. If it's all about pulling your emotions instead of real reasoning, it's manipulation. Shut it down. Stick to reality. Don't argue their fantasy world. Say exactly what aligns with facts and values. Nothing more, nothing less. They think slick words make them smart. They think traps make them strong. But they can't manipulate someone who keeps their mind sharp. And when you master seeing through logical fallacies, you start walking freer, moving smarter, winning every time. Be alert to ultimatums. Ultimatums. These are the slickest traps people set when they want to corner you. It's the oldest manipulation trick in the book. It's this or nothing. You ever hear that? It's like they're saying, "You don't got a choice, move how I want, or else. Bah. Real talk? That ain't a request. That's control. That's someone taking your freedom and boxing it into their terms. Their rules, their power. If you're not careful, you'll feel trapped, like there's no way out, nowhere to go, like you got to pick between losing something or everything. But let me hit you with some Stoic wisdom right here. Freedom, it ain't about the options people give you. It's about how much control you keep over your mind, your choices, your peace. They can tell you it's this or nothing, but fam, you always got another move, always. They just don't want you to see it. When someone throws an ultimatum at you, slow down. Don't grab the bait right away. Pause, breathe, and remember, unless someone's got a knife to your throat, there's always room to renegotiate how this goes down. Walk away if you need to. Say no if that's your move. Don't ever let anyone shrink your choices to what works for them while leaving you with scraps. Let me give you a story. Imagine your boss tells you, either you agree to work overtime every weekend, or you can just pack up and leave. That's an ultimatum, bro, cold as ice. And for a second, your mind starts panicking, right? You're thinking, if I say no, I might lose my job. But if I say yes, I lose my weekends, my family, my peace. But then you hear that Stoic whisper in your ear. Control what you can control. You pause, you breathe, you think, what's the real game here? You realize you're still in control. You respond firmly but calm. I appreciate the offer, boss, but I can't commit to that. If we want to talk about balancing effort, I'm open to that, but I won't sacrifice my personal time altogether. No drama, no fear, no submission to their trap. And you know what? Sometimes people back down when they see you won't flinch. If they don't, then it's all good because your peace ain't for sale. Here's how you deal with ultimatums, the Stoic way. Don't panic. The point of an ultimatum is to control your feelings and rush your decisions. Slow down and find your center. Look for the bigger picture. Is this their game, or do you have moves they don't see? Think beyond the options they give you. Stand your ground. Never agree to choices that steal your peace or force you to sell your soul. Your boundaries are your fortress. Build them strong. Manipulators love ultimatums because they think you'll panic. But when you stay calm, when you remember you've always got another move, fam, they lose their grip every time. You've got options, always. And when you own your choices, you own your peace. Recognition of isolation tactics. Let me ask you something. Ever had someone treat you like they're your only friend? They act like they're your ride or die. But the catch is, they start pulling you away from everyone else. Your family, your homies, people who love you. They isolate you, and they don't even do it loud. They do it in whispers. Bro. They'll say, man, why are you always listening to your family? Don't they put you down? They'll start planting seeds in your head about your friends. Yo, they ain't really loyal to you like I am. And slowly, without you realizing, you start leaning on them more and turning away from everyone else. Why do they do this? Control. They want to be the king of your world. They want to make you depend on them so they can steer the whole show. And here's the crazy part. It doesn't even feel like manipulation at first. It feels like loyalty. It feels like they're looking out for you. But let's keep it real. When someone's isolating you, they're not protecting you. What Stoics teach us is this. People who love you truly don't cut you off from the other people you care about. A real ally, they see strength in you being connected to your community, your people, your tribe. Now imagine this, you're dating someone who says, why you always hang out with your friends? Don't you love me anymore? You think, man, maybe they're right. Maybe I'm spending too much time with my squad. So you start canceling plans, spending all your time with them. And before you know it, every time you try to reach out to someone else, they're questioning you, making you feel guilty, making you feel wrong. Pause right here. Look around you. Are they isolating you to love you? Or are they isolating you to control you? Because real talk, if your connection with other people is a threat to someone you're with, that's their insecurity, not your responsibility. Here's the Stoic way, the street smart way. Ask yourself, are they cutting off your connections? Healthy relationships don't block your family, your friends, they grow them. Build strength in your network. Don't let one person become your entire focus. Keep up with your people. Stand together. Set boundaries. When someone tries to isolate you, call it out. Say, it's cool to spend time together, but I value my relationships with others too. Isolation is manipulation's sneakiest trick. But when you see it, when you call it out, you stay strong, grounded, connected. You build freedom through a crew, not one person's trap. Awareness of group pressure. Group pressure, That's the streets in its rawest form. Man, you know how it goes. Everyone around you is saying, yo, this is the move. Everyone's doing it. You roll with us, or you roll on your own. The pressure hits like gravity. You want to go left, but the crowd's pulling you right. Here's the thing, the Stoics knew this game. They remind us the crowd ain't always wise, and popularity doesn't mean truth. Think about it, how often does the crowd move loud? Impulsive, blind, chasing the cheap thrill instead of the higher purpose. You don't gotta follow them. Bro, you don't gotta let peer pressure steer your choices. The Stoic way says be your own leader. Think for yourself. When they're all moving one way, pause, breathe, look around, ask, does this align with who I am, what I stand for? If it don't follow. Picture this, your crew's hyped. They want to pull off something risky, something wild like skimming money off a hustle that could backfire bad. They're saying, come on bro, we're all in. Don't be the one to slow us down. That pressure hits. You don't want to seem weak, don't want to break the vibe. But here's your move, you pause, you don't rush. You think about the consequences, the values, the outcome. Stoics call this higher reasoning. And instead of caving in, you say, nah, man, I ain't feeling this move. You'll do what you gotta, but I gotta keep my peace, my purpose. No fear, no drama. Just standing for what you know is right. Recognize the pressure. Be aware when others are trying to steer you against your better judgment. Pause for reasoning. Ask yourself, does this move align with my purpose, my peace? If not, walk away. Be the leader. Stand for your values, even when the group thinks differently. The crowd's loud, but your truth whispers. Listen to that whisper. And when you stay true to yourself, you don't just survive the streets, you lead them. Identification of excessive flattery. Yo, listen, there's nothing wrong with someone giving you props. Respect is earned, and it's natural for folks to appreciate what you bring to the table. But fam, there's a difference between respect and flattery. Flattery, that's fake love disguised as praise. And it's one slick way people manipulate you. Think about it, they butter you up, make you feel special, call you the realist when 2 weeks ago, they barely even acknowledged your existence. They say, man, you're incredible. Bro, we couldn't do this without you. All while you're thinking in the back of your head, why all the extra hype? What do they want? What Stoics teach us is simple. Excessive flattery is usually a means to an end. People don't shower you with praise for free. They're trying to lower your guard while they sneak something past you. That's the play. They boost your ego, hoping you'll overlook the fine print. Imagine this, you're negotiating a deal. The other guy's sitting across the table, laying it on thick. Yo, man, I've seen your hustle. You're a machine, one of the smartest, hardest working dudes I've ever met. You're feeling good. The compliments hit, and for a second, you loosen up, thinking maybe this deal's safe because he respects you. But what happens next? He slides an unfair proposition your way, says, you're so sharp. I know you'll be down for this. If you're not mindful, you'll agree before you even think, just because the flattery messed with your focus. Here's how you handle excessive flattery like a real one. Pause and ask, why are they praising me? Respect is real, but over-the-top compliments aren't. They're a distraction. Stay focused on facts. Don't let praise cloud your judgment. Always check the situation logically. Keep your ego in check. When someone's boosting your ego, remind yourself flattery doesn't mean fairness. Flattery blinds you if you're not careful. When you spot it for what it is, people lose their ability to manipulate. You stay sharp, grounded, and focused on the truth. Let your actions speak louder than their fake love, and you'll always win. Recognizing blame. Blame. That's another manipulation tool people love to pull out when things go sideways. It's like their personal get-out-of-jail-free card. If you hadn't done this, or it's all your fault, they'll twist reality to make it seem like the mess they created is somehow your problem. Here's what Stoics teach about blame. It's noise designed to mess with your peace. You don't gotta carry that guilt, fam. You don't gotta pick up baggage that ain't yours. Because the truth is, you're only responsible for your actions, not theirs. And when someone tries to make you feel like their failure is your fault, call it out. Imagine one of your boys loses money on a bad bet, and suddenly he says, man, if you had told me to go with the other option, I wouldn't be broke right now. He's throwing the blame on you, trying to dodge accountability for his choices. But here's your move. You don't snap back, don't argue. You say, look, bro, I didn't place that bet for you, you did. Own it, calm, straight, no guilt tripping. You just threw his blame back where it belongs, on him. separate their actions from yours. Ask yourself, did you actually have control over what happened? If not, the blame isn't yours to carry. Reject guilt traps. Don't take the weight of someone's failure. They're responsible for their choices, not you. Respond with clear boundaries. Call it out calmly but firmly. Your choices are yours, and mine are mine. Don't push your guilt onto me. Blame is easy for manipulators, but accountability? That's hard for them. Don't let anyone make you carry their load. When you walk in your truth, in your steadiness, they can't hold you down. Awareness of information overload. Too much info, fam, it's another trick manipulators use. They'll flood you with details, stats, stories, questions, so much so that your brain can't keep up. You start thinking maybe you're just missing something. Maybe they're smarter than you. Maybe you should just trust their direction because it's too confusing to figure out on your own. That's the trap. Information overload is designed to confuse you, to wear you down until you stop thinking clearly. It's like they're throwing so much noise your way that you lose focus, lose direction, and start following them instead of your own reasoning. Picture this, you're in a meeting, trying to troubleshoot a deal. The other person starts hitting you with all kinds of charts, numbers, buzzwords piling on more and more until you're drowning in the data. They say, see, look how complex this is. It's clear we need to do it my way. But Stoic wisdom whispers to you right there. Focus, simplify. You pause, you breathe, and you say, let's strip this down. What's the real issue here? You cut through their fog and bring clarity back to the table. And once you simplify things, the manipulator's power vanishes. They can't hide in the smoke anymore. Pause and simplify. When the noise gets too loud, ask, what's the core issue here? Focus only on what matters. And don't be intimidated by complexity. Trust your ability to think critically. Don't let heavy details make you feel small. Stick to your values. When confusion hits, return to what you stand for, not what they're trying to overwhelm you with. Information overload is noise, plain and simple. But when you cut through it, stay focused and simplify. You take back control, you steer the game, not them. Identifying topic shifting. Here's another manipulation move, topic shifting. You call someone out. You say, yo, I need to talk about this thing that happened. And instead of addressing the issue, they flip the script. Suddenly, it's about something else. They dodge responsibility by steering the conversation somewhere else, usually back to you and your flaws. You've seen it. When they're wrong, they say, yeah, but what about the time you messed up? You're trying to address the real issue, and they're throwing distractions your way, skipping accountability like it isn't their problem. But the Stoics tell us, stay focused on the truth. Don't chase their rabbit holes. When someone tries to shift topics, bring it back. Return to the subject at hand. No matter how much noise they make, don't let them drag you into another story. Keep your eye on the ball. Say you're talking to a family member. You're trying to fix a problem. Maybe they borrowed money but didn't pay it back. Instead of dealing with it, they snap back. Yeah, well, you don't help out enough with the kids. Now you're feeling defensive, about to argue a whole different point that isn't even connected to the original issue. Here's your move. Pause, let them speak, and then calmly pull it back. I hear you, but I'm talking about the money. Let's stick to the topic. No distractions, no veering off course. Stay straight. Make them deal with the subject directly. Recognize the shift. Notice when they dodge the issue by starting another conversation. And bring it back. Calmly steer the discussion back to the original point. This is the issue we're focusing on. And stay calm. Topic shifting is meant to rile you up, don't bite. Stay steady, stay rational. Manipulators shift topics to escape accountability. But when you stay focused, when you bring it back every time, you win, you keep control, and you make them face the truth they're trying to avoid. Look, fam, life's full of games, manipulation, power plays, people trying to throw you off your truth. But the wisdom of Stoicism, it's like armor. It's mental strength, clarity, and resilience all rolled into one. You don't gotta let anyone control your peace. You don't gotta fall for their traps, their guilt trips, their mind games. Stay grounded in your values. Protect your freedom. Respect yourself enough to walk away from manipulation and confront challenges with dignity. Now it's your turn to grow. Want more lessons, more wisdom, more tools to protect yourself? Check the playlist. Stand tall, walk steady, and never let anyone steal your peace. They're playing games, manipulating your emotions, pushing your buttons, making you think you're crazy with gaslighting. But nah, that ain't power. It's a weakness, and we don't play weak. Listen, you don't control them. You control you. Your reaction is your shield. Keep your calm, stay unshaken. Don't let ultimatums box you in. Freedom's always your choice. They isolate you, cut you off, pressure you, but you bite back. You keep your truth strong, your logic tight. Stoic wisdom ain't flashy. It's about dignity, respect, and freedom. That's your shield. Control your emotions, build your boundaries, and when manipulation comes knocking, let it know you don't negotiate your peace, ever. Stay grounded, stay sharp, build a life of meaning, and don't let anyone take it from you. That's real power. Fam. Like, subscribe, check my channel for wisdom that hits different.